Hey everyone, good evening. My name is Dr. Stacy. I have known Janet for, gosh, how long? 10 plus years, right? Yeah, and so I wanted to share with you a little bit of information about a technology that I have recently shared with her. Just so you know, a lot of people always ask me, what type of doctor are you? So I have been in holistic health for 20 years. I was a holistic health practitioner, and I have been in health and wellness for that long as well too. Used to be a school teacher 30 years ago. So I love to educate. I'm an educator. But I do have a PhD in integrative medicine. I'm actually working on my PhD in functional medicine as well right now too, about halfway through that. So I wanted to share with you guys a technology that I found last year. And if you have questions, of course, I'm sure you will. I'm going to share a little bit about it, just about maybe 5-6 minutes. And then you guys can either type your questions in the chat or you can unmute yourself and ask whatever questions you have. Okay. So, and of course, this is recorded so you can share with people. But just so you know, the information I'm going to share with you is not intended to diagnose you or to say that it's going to treat or cure anything that's going on with you. And obviously, I am not your physician. So check with your healthcare provider if you have specific questions about yourself. Okay. And so with that being said, like I said, Jan and I have known each other for a long time. She saw a live video I did last month on my Facebook page where I was sharing a new technology that helps your body to increase its own stem cells. And so she reached out to me and was like, hey, what is this? What are you doing? What are you up to? And so we got to chatting and one thing led to the next. And of course, you guys are here because she is excited about this technology and what it does as well too. So this, believe it or not, it looks like a little round Band-Aid, okay? This is a non-transdermal patch, all right? Sticky, looks like a little Band-Aid. And so you guys are very familiar with transdermal patches, right? Birth control patch, nicotine patch, pain patch, hormone patch, right? You put a patch on the body, something goes into the body, a substance or a chemical, and it causes some type of reaction or response in your body. So that is not what this is, okay? This is what's called wearable light technology. This is phototherapy or photobiomodulation. And what that means is that nothing, being non-transdermal, nothing is transferring into the body, okay? So you're going to keep that in mind. How is anything going to happen if nothing's going into the body? I'm going to explain that. All right. I love your faces, especially this guy right here, Chuck. He's like, I think this is crazy. How is this possible? Right. All right. So if you guys go outside during the day, it's probably still light out where you are, right? It is sunny. Okay. The sun's light, the UV rays, right? Or the infrared rays. There's different wavelengths of light from the sun. The sun's light hits our body. Right? We know that. And what happens inside? When the light hits our body, it increases our vitamin D production, right? We know that. It also increases our melanin, right? Which keeps our skin a darker color, which protects us from the harmful rays of the sun. Sun hits the body, increases our vitamin D. Nothing's going into the body but light, okay? So here's the way this technology works. It doesn't work with the sun at all. We are the baby suns. We're little mini suns. All right. We know that we emit light. How do we know this? I bet Chuck has night vision goggles. Chuck, do you have night vision goggles? Do you go outside and see the cows and the horses and the deers and the people across the street? Well, if you did, you could only see those creatures or people. If you had night vision goggles, you would see the colors, right? The red, the green, the blue, the yellow, because you see the light or the heat being emitted off of the person. Otherwise, you can't see the cow at the pasture down the road. Right? You can't see the person down the street unless you look through night vision goggles. So that is what we're working with, that technology, the light or heat coming off of our body. So we are light. We apply the patch to the body. Our body's light reflects back a signal from this patch. A signal from the patch. So what does that mean, a signal from the patch? What's in the patch? You said there was nothing in the patch. How can it reflect back a signal? Embedded in this patch, if you look at this white part right here, is a crystal lattice structure. Crystal lattice structure. The best way that I can describe this to you in layman's terms is it's light communicating with light. This structure is made up of organic amino acids and salts and water and sugar and oxygen. So it's a structure. It is not a substance that's going into the body. It's not a supplement or a chemical. It's actually a form of light that our body is communicating with, okay? So we put the patch on, our body's light reflects back a signal from the patch. That signal increases our body's stem cell production. Now, if you guys are familiar with stem cells, they are the holy grail of healing. We have an abundance of them when we're young. That's why we're young. That's why 5-year-olds don't have gray hair and 10-year-olds don't have back pain and 12-year-olds don't have heart disease because they're young, they're vibrant, they're youthful, they're vital, right? Their bodies are full of energy, okay? They can go nonstop, drop on the floor and fall asleep at the drop of a hat, right? They fall out of a tree, they get up, break a bone, they just take off running the next day. Grandma falls out of the bed and she's not getting back up, right? If she breaks a bone, she's done. And that's because she doesn't have the stem cells on board to repair and regenerate herself. So we're young, we have an abundance of stem cells. By the time we're in our 30s, I don't know how old you guys are, I can't see all of you, but by the time we're in our 30s, we're making about half the stem cells we did when we were a kid. And by the time you're in your 60s, there's less than 10% in your bloodstream. We know this, it's just science, it's biology, right? We're talking a lot of science here. Light, sun, UV rays, infrared light. So we have a smaller amount of stem cells in our body as we age. Stem cells are what go to work to repair and regenerate your cells and tissues and organs in your body, right? That's what helps you stay young and youthful and vibrant and vital. So when you put this patch on, you're actually going to put it on the back of your neck, CV7, or you'll put it on your belly button in the morning when you get up. I'm putting it right here so you guys can see it just for demonstration purposes. You can stick it here, it really doesn't matter. Either way, it's going to increase your body's stem cell production. It's going to activate your stem cells and actually upregulate over 6,000 of your genes to their perfect young, youthful expression, okay? And so activating, elevating your body's stem cells as if it were young. All day long while you're wearing this patch. You take it off 12 hours later, you throw it away, and your body goes to work to repair and regenerate and restore in whatever order it needs. Okay, so what does that mean for you? You put a patch on, great, my stem cell production's increasing, fabulous. I take it off, my body's repairing. What does that mean for me? Well, I'm going to share with you information based on clinical studies. Okay, because this is not hearsay. This is not, well, she thought she felt this, or he thought his problems went away. We have over 90 clinical studies done with people, double-blind, placebo, independent researchers and labs across the globe. Okay, so know that what I'm sharing with you is science. This is a science-based product, and it's backed by proof. And we're going to share those studies with you. So if you're someone that loves to read the research, I'm going to share the website. You can see all the studies, the patents, the research, and you can see the information about how this technology works as well too. Okay, and I'll put that link in the chat. But basically, what do people notice first? Based on clinical studies, they notice pain reduction. How many of you guys have pain? But you didn't have that pain when you were a kid. So, right? How many of you guys have issues with sleep? Right? Maybe not having the best quality of sleep. Okay. So using this patch reduces your pain. Using this patch improves your deep REM sleep, your quality of sleep. How about memory issues, concentration, focus, just mental energy and clarity, right? Those are some benefits that people experience from the patch. How about activities like fitness and just recovery, right? Wound healing. The patch improves that. So if you're out in the, pasture and the farm working 24/7 hours, right? 24/7, and you come in and you're like, oh my God, my body's killing me. So your body's going to repair faster. So you won't have those same feelings, right? Of just, oh, I'm exhausted. My body hurts. And so those are some things people notice initially: pain reduction and better sleep and more mental clarity and energy. But they also notice, and we see this from people, remember we've done our studies with people, around that 3 to 6 week mark, we really start to see some pretty significant improvements in their digestive system and the nervous system. How many of you guys are like stressed, fight or flight, go, 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 right? So we really start to see improvements in the nervous system and also the immune system, which is obviously housed in your digestive system, super important. And of course, we see improvements in the endocrine system and the cardiovascular system around that 6-week mark. And you guys, we only have one heart, right? But what we see with people around 6 weeks and beyond is dramatic improvements in the functionality of their entire vascular system. And so we can show from clinical studies that every 6 weeks using this patch, your heart becomes 8 weeks younger. The functionality of your entire vascular system is improving. Every 6 weeks, it's functioning 8 weeks younger, as if it were healthier, more vibrant, vital. How is that? Because stem cells regenerate, they repair. They're what's called pluripotent, which means they can turn into any cell, tissue, or organ that your body needs. And your body knows how to heal itself, right? It has its own innate ability to know how to do that. When you cut your finger or if you break your bone, there's no cast or Band-Aid that's going to heal you. What is going to do the work to heal your body? Your body, you are inside. And so what this technology does is it helps you to have those young, youthful, vital, vibrant stem cells that you had when you were younger. So your body goes to work to repair itself, regenerate and restore and rejuvenate everything in your body. You guys, I don't know how many of you guys have grocery lists of issues or problems, or we can talk about those here in the next 15 minutes. But a lot of people have what I call a grocery list of issues. Right? You know, do you guys still make lists when you go to the grocery? I do, pen and paper. And then I go through the grocery and I cross those things off as I'm walking down the aisles, right? And then you go back and you never, I got to go back to the produce again. I forgot this thing, right? But you're just crossing those things off as you go. Day after day, week after week, month after month, the longer you use this technology, you're crossing more and more and more and more things off your list, because this literally gets your body back in balance. It gets to the root cause of the issue. So that grocery list that you came to the table with today becomes this little bitty list of maybe even nothing, right? Months down the road. People want to know, when am I going to see results? How long is this going to take? How long do I have to wear this? What about medications? Does this interact with anything I'm currently doing? So I'll share those answers with you too, because those are common questions people have. Number one, I don't know how long it's going to take for you to get everything off your grocery list. Right? You may not have anything on your grocery list. I didn't have anything on my grocery list when I came to the table, when I found this company last year, almost 15 months ago. I just wanted to live forever. I wanted longevity, vitality, and I wanted prevention, right? But over the last 15 months, I've worked with over 5,000 people now. And the majority of them have these lists of issues and symptoms and problems and things that they want answers for. They want to get to the root of the problem. Right? And stem cells do that, but we know stem cell injections are extremely expensive, right? 10, 15, 20, $30,000. They obviously are, extremely controversial depending on if you're in or out of the country. And they can have side effects, right? The cells could divide incorrectly, right? They're not yours. And so this has zero side effects. This has zero worries or concerns about it doing anything harmful in your body, because it's your body making more of its own. And so if you're on medications, or if you're currently using any kind of supplements or any other therapies, there are no interactions with what you're currently doing. Okay. If you're on chemotherapy, for example, then you just would not use the patch on the days that you're actually taking the chemo or the radiation. You would wait to the day that you're done with the chemo, right? Because chemo kills everything. So there's no point in increasing your stem cells, but you would definitely want it on the days that you're not, to help your body to repair, right? And so being able to use this technology is extremely effective. It's extremely affordable, right? The price of a cup of coffee, and it has zero side effects. What will you notice first? I don't know, because your body knows how to repair itself. And so we have what's called a health tracker, and Janet will send that to you. And so you guys can rate yourself in about 20 different categories on a scale of 1 to 10. What's going on with you? Where are you at currently right now? And so we can track your progress over the days and weeks and months to come. How long do I have to use this technology? Well, you just stop using it whenever you want to start aging again. Pam's laughing. Thank you, Pam. Thank you. Appreciate that. So no, really, seriously though, that is very true. But typically the general rule of thumb is 1 month for every 10 years you are old. So let's say you're 50, you're going to look at 5 months. Okay. Now, will you experience benefits between now and the next 5 months? Well, of course you will. You're going to cross a lot of things off your grocery list, right? But if you've had, let's say, rheumatoid arthritis for 25 years, we're not going to expect that to be gone in your first, 3-4 months, right? Now, will some of your symptoms subside? Absolutely, of course. But am I going to say that you're going to be full blown, everything's going to be perfect in that short time frame? I don't know. I can't tell you, right? But if I said that it's going to be good to go in 30 days and you'll be healed, you should run, right? Because that's not realistic. Regeneration in your body, with your body doing the work, takes a little bit of time. But here's the beautiful thing. Time's going to go on no matter what. Am I working to get to the root of the issue, to eliminate these things on my list? Or am I just going to continue doing the things that I'm doing day in and day out already, right? And so over the 20 years, of course, I have a lot of tools in my toolbox. I have a lot of things that I've been able to utilize to help people improve their quality of life. I've actually studied research stem cells for over 20 years. I banked both of my kids' cord blood before that was even a thing, right? I did over 10 years of different types of stem cell therapy in and out of this country, spent over $100,000 on stem cell technologies alone. Not this one, but other types of stem cell treatment for my daughter. So I'm very familiar with what stem cells can do and the power of them. Obviously, like I said, they're expensive and there could be some controversy or, of course, side effects. I'm grateful that we didn't have any of that with my daughter, but we never really achieved the results we were looking for. But using this technology has not only it helped her have the best quality of life she's ever had in the last year, but we've also been able to help thousands and thousands of other people improve the quality of their lives because there are no side effects, there are no risks, there are only benefits. And we're seeing the benefits just in droves with people and improving their life and how they feel and really helping them get down to the root of the issue. So I know I've talked a little bit here, but I wanted to make sure I answered those basic questions. So some of you guys have probably seen a little bit about the technology or heard a little bit about it. But if you have questions, you can feel free to unmute yourself or you can type the question in the chat. I'm happy to spend the next 13 minutes. I do have a Zoom at 7:30, but I'm happy to spend the next 13 minutes answering whatever questions you guys have. Fire away.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Like my mom, she's had leukemia for the last 20 some years already. And she's been taking some very, very expensive pills every day. She, with these pills that she's taken for this leukemia, she probably shouldn't be doing this, right? Or
does she have CLL?
I don't know what she's had, but she's been dealing with it for 20 some years already. And her body aches now from these pills. She's been a guinea pig for
25 plus years.
20 some plus years already for guinea pigs for these pills. And some of the pills that she's been on is just her bones and everything are getting brittle. And so that's why I was just wondering, things like that, if this would help her with her stem cells.
Yeah, so we do have a lot of people, and we have a Telegram channel. We have over 300 or 3,000 actually recorded testimonials of people. But I know of a couple of people personally, my own clients, that have experienced CLL diagnosis and been dealing with that for quite some time. If that's what she has, obviously I don't know if that's what she has or not, but yes, we have a lot of, Janet can type in cancer in the Telegram channel and you'll be able to see just hundreds and hundreds of recordings of people with different types of cancers and using this technology to help their body to get back into balance and restore from whether they're either currently going through treatment or after treatment. But she can definitely check with her doctor if she has questions, of course, but Janet can also share the recordings, specifically Jerry. I think what the other person's name is, Janet, but remind me afterwards. I'll think of the other person too. Jerry's 82. And his doctor's like, you're doing great using this technology. Keep doing it. And I don't want to see you. They keep extending how far out he has to come back because he's doing so well. But I have other
Right.
friends with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and they've been told don't come back for over a year, where they were being seen on a regular basis. They're just doing so fantastic. So yeah, we'll get you some recordings for that. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. What about somebody battling depression? So we can use obviously we're going to use the X39 stem cell activation patch for everything, but we do have a couple supportive patches, and supportive patches do just that. They support the body. And so David Schmidt is the inventor of this technology. He's a scientist, a researcher. He is a lab rat, inventor. That's just what he does, but he also owns the company and is the CEO. And so he actually started this company 20 years ago when he was working for the Navy SEALs and the Department of Defense. And he was inventing different things for the SEALs on their mission when they asked him to invent something to increase sustainability, endurance, stamina, energy of the SEALs in the field. That's when he invented Energy Enhancer. So over the last 20 years, he has invented 12 different patches. The X39 stem cell activation patch I just told you about, it took him 10 years in the lab to figure it out, because you just can't figure out how to increase your stem cells, right? Otherwise, Big Pharma would have a pill to do that. And so he finally figured out how to do it after 10 years. So it's just been on the market a couple of years now. But we do have supportive patches. And so the Eon is a patch that does several things. It does help with anxiety and stress. It does put your body into a calm, rest, relaxed state. So it's great for someone with anxiety. But we do have a patch called Nirvana, and Nirvana works with, each patch signals different peptides, right? Works with different crystal lattice structures. And so the Eon signals a peptide in the liver, but the Nirvana signals a peptide in your brain to increase the neural hormones and neurotransmitters, increase beta endorphins, and get those into balance. So depression would be X39, Eon, and Nirvana. You could either use the patch, or if it's a severe depression, you could use the Nirvana system with the patch and the supplement. And again, all of these technologies are completely safe with your medications, because there's nothing going into the body. There's signaling pathways in the body that are already there. They're just not functioning correctly. And so they're just asking them to function again correctly, right? How many patches can you use at one time? All of them. But there are some daytime and some nighttime. So obviously the energy enhancer that increases energy, you're not going to use that at night while you're sleeping, right? You're going to use the X39 during the day as well too, because it does tend to give people energy, which is fantastic. But at nighttime, there are two patches that have to be used at night. That would be Silent Nights, which is to help with sleep, right? Increase your melatonin, balance your circadian rhythm. And then the other one is called Aloe Vita. And Aloe Vita is a nighttime patch. It's one that primarily its focus is your outside, your skin, reverse aging on the outside and all skin issues. But it also does, it works with the peptide in the brain. It does reduce oxidative stress. And Dean, for your information, it does inhibit fast growing cancer cells. So that is fantastic, but it also lengthens our telomeres. Telomeres are the little end caps on our chromosomes. They just determine the length of your life. So kind of important, but yeah, those are two nighttime patches. And then of course, like I said, there's two daytime patches. All the rest of the patches can be worn day or night. Okay. Great questions. And then sinus issues. So we do have, and depending on what's going on with sinus, I just turned right to the page on phlegm. So there's a page on sneezing, but we do have different protocols for different things to do with your body. So like so looking at sinus, it depends on really kind of what's going on. Is there pressure? Is it just a short-term congestion thing? Or is it something that you actually have issues in your nasal cavities? Is there something there that's, abnormal? So it would have to be, I need a little bit more information, but basically, if you're just looking at that, I would use the Eon. I would definitely use the Eon up here in the center of the forehead. The X39 on the back of the neck, because Eon reduces inflammation. So there's obviously some inflammation in here if something's going on with the sinuses. Looking at this like say, for example, phlegm or sneezing, we're looking at, of course, glutathione and carnosine, because those are big antioxidants, right? So if something's going on here, like a sinus infection, you could use the antioxidants, but also the LifeWave. LifeWave is really good to open up the energy channels. And so opening everything up, LifeWave gets rid of pain on the spot. Okay. And so if you have pain on your knee, your shoulder, your neck, wherever, you apply the ice wave and the pain's gone like that. So definitely using any combination, but we need to have a little bit more of a conversation about what exactly is going on sinus wise. But with quit smoking, yes, definitely. So we have addiction protocols actually, whether it's drinking or smoking or food. But yeah, we can look at this book again and be able to see, okay, so what would I utilize? Number one, you would use the X39, right? You would use energy enhancer on specific points on the wrist, okay? And SP6 has a very specific addiction point on the wrist as well too. So all of our clinical studies that I mentioned have been done with people, but they've also been done on acupuncture points. And so if you're familiar with traditional Chinese medicine, acupuncture, that's a 6,000-year-old modality. It's not new, right? We know that each point on the body, there are different, it's connected to different meridians. And so David has done all the clinical studies using these acupuncture points. The book that I'm referencing was actually written by an acupuncture physician to be able to help her clients and thousands of other clients over the last 10 plus years that this book's been out, to be able to help them using protocols to get the body back into balance even faster. Okay. So definitely for addiction, we can use different carnosine, and glutathione is another thing in that protocol. And I can share these with Janet too after I have a Zoom and then another Zoom, but then I'll share the recording and I'll share these protocols. But as far as weight loss, definitely. So again, X39 is your starting point, right? You want to use Eon because Eon reduces inflammation. And a lot of times the inflammation in our body is coming from food or lifestyle choices. So we want to eliminate some inflammation. That's going to be, the thing that hangs on to the fat in our body is inflammation. It kind of protects it. So we get rid of that inflammation using the glutathione. Glutathione is a master detoxer, antioxidant, immune booster. So toxins are stored in fat cells. We know that. So being able to get those out of your body. And then also energy enhancer. Energy enhancer, the one I mentioned, that's David's first patch that turns body fat into fuel. It happens to turn over your lymphatic system faster, which is like your detox system, right? Get stuff out of your body. But it also is a beautiful side effect of it is it burns an extra 300 to 600 calories a day. So that's nice, right? Yeah, no, exactly. So we have a tummy reduction protocol. It uses all of those patches plus the SP6. SP6 balances your endocrine system. So a lot of times with people, thyroid is a little bit of an issue with their weight. And so being able to bring that back into balance, X39, Eon, glutathione, SP6, and the energy enhancers, it's incredible. So great questions. What other questions do you guys have?
Dr. Stacy, thank you for being on, and Janet, thanks for doing this. I got a question. A lot of people know me in that I got an amputee and all that stuff, and I have sciatic nerve problems, and I have pain all the time. And I've taken a lot of medicine. I know there's nothing to stop pain all the way right away, but what's the best thing to help so I can lower my intake of medicines that I'm taking?
So I would use the X39 and the Eon. You can use the ice wave, but given what you just shared with me, we have the Nirvana system. It's a supplement and a patch. And I mentioned that for depression, anxiety, stress, things like that. It's a mood balancing. But one of the beautiful side effects of increasing beta endorphins in your body, which is what this system does, beta endorphins are your natural painkillers in your body. And so they're actually 20 to 30 times more powerful than morphine. And we've proven in clinical studies that you can eliminate pain in the entire body between 1 to 3 weeks, depending on the participants, obviously. So between that 1 to 3 week period, you can have full body pain elimination. So you wear the patch for 12 hours, you take it off, but because of the technology, it keeps your beta endorphin level, obviously your body's natural painkillers, safely elevated for that 24-hour period. You patch again in 12 hours, take your supplement, same thing. And so you have that increase of beta endorphins, which keep not only your brain, your mood balanced, right? Everything happy there, but it eliminates all your pain.
Nice. Okay, yeah. Thank you.
You are very welcome. All right,
Okay,
you
thank
guys.
you.
So if you have other questions, what I want you to do is get them to Janet. She is going to relay them to me, of course, and I can answer them after I'm finished with the Zoom, but I do want to save this. I have to stop this recording, and I've got quite a few people waiting in the waiting room. So I thank you guys for being on here tonight. If you have questions, if you want us to have a private conversation, we can always do three-way chats or three-way messages on Messenger as well too. So I'm happy to answer any other questions that we didn't get to tonight with you guys individually as well too to help you. Okay. So thank you guys.